All right, everybody, this is the planning board meeting of February 27th, 2018. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And this meeting is being broadcast by Area 58 Access Media. All right, on the agenda for tonight, the first is approval of not required plan, Armand D. Rodriguez Jr., 22 and 24 Fuller Street. It's assessors map 50, lot 3-9, and map 50, maps 3-10. And this is just receipt of plans this evening. Anybody here for that particular thing? So we're just receiving it, and do we schedule this for our next meeting?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. The next meeting will be March 13th at 7 p.m.
And I take it we're just straightening out a property line? Is that what we're doing?
Actually, we're making it crooked. Just to meet the setbacks for the
Oh,
housing.
I gotcha.
So,
Yep.
yeah, so they're pushing the property line back and then swapping the property for the house next door there. So we're taking a straight line and putting several bends in it. So that house meets probably the setback requirement, right?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. It's very similar to a plan that the board reviewed the last couple meetings.
Mm-hmm. And it's the exact same square feet, 570 square feet, so. I've seen a lot of these plans in my day. So that'll come before us next meeting. Do we have to vote on that, or that'll just come before us? Okay.
That's correct, yep.
All
And
right.
if the board could please set those aside, as I'll be collecting them again at the end of the meeting.
All right, under discussion, we have Ron Gatnick, Carver Gas, 247 Tremont Street.
249, Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's 249, okay. Okay, so we do have someone here to speak with us about the
Yes.
gas station.
I only have one copy, maybe you could share it. Just give you a visual of what it might look like. We're
Okay,
looking
if you
to-
give us your name, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For record.
Yes, Ronald Gatnick, RG Contractors.
Okay.
I'm in Hingham, Mass. And I've known Mr. Farouk for many years when he worked in some of his other projects.
Okay,
So we're projecting now to install a canopy, which was approved many years ago when we first redid the station with new underground tanks and all that. He never did it, but now he'd like to do it. We think that it would improve the site. Better lighting, we'll put fire suppression. I think it'll just look better. That's a nice protection for all the clients and the people that work there. To stay a little dry. We do have a lot of bad weather here, so maybe just give you a visual of what it might look like. And
is this the gas station, or is this just, this is another
this is
gas?
another job. that
Yeah,
I've
another
got.
job, okay, this is what the
It
canopy's
would
gonna
look
look
kind
like.
of on the same idea. He only has 2 pumps. We're not changing that, still same 2 pumps existing.
And this canopy has a gas suppression,
We
some
will
sort of
install
fire
that,
suppression
yes,
system in
yes.
it too?
We'll do that permit, separate permit with the fire department as requested.
And so currently it doesn't have anything at all?
Right now, he has nothing. no.
Yeah.
Because it's a full-service station, it's not required. All you need is to have fire suppression equipment on site. for
Okay.
the tenant to use.
So for clarification, just because you made the statement, you said that the canopy was already approved when you redid the,
It was, and I don't remember how many, was it 15, 20 years or
I
something?
want to say about, maybe 2,000.
Somewhere in
do you
that.
have that information?
Oh, boy,
I
I can
don't.
look, so it might be tough to track down. I could ask them upstairs as well, maybe.
Yeah, that would be helpful, because if it was already approved, I'm wondering why you even have an application in front of us. Because if the canopy was approved on your site plan that you did when you redid the thing, then you wouldn't have to come to us. It would already be approved. You just have to apply to the building commissioner for a builder's permit.
I'd be happy to look into that, absolutely.
Okay.
Not that we don't like to see you
No, of
guys,
course,
but
always a pleasure, guys.
Yeah, I know they approved it because they came down and inspected the footings are already in. And we put the footings and the hold down hardware is already in place. And then it just stopped there and.
Oh, so now you just gotta put the post up and the canopy on?
Exactly, right.
Did you do the permitting for them back then?
I was involved, but I can't, it's so long ago, I don't remember. Obviously, yeah, because I did the inspection, I did the tanks, I did all the piping, and we poured the footings. So obviously, we must have, but, I don't keep records that long. I mean,
Yeah.
15 years or whatever it is.
It would
20
be,
years.
the town would have a record, if the site plan was approved, the
Okay.
town would have a record of it somewhere, probably in the attic, Steve.
Right.
So it's possible, okay, yeah.
And then that would just save you from going through, not that the process is difficult here, but,
Well, I'd be happy to look into that, I'm sorry. خليك قاعد أنا بس بكلمهم. Sorry, guys. I'd be happy to look into that, if maybe we could keep the ball rolling on this. in
Oh,
case it
absolutely.
doesn't turn out.
All right.
And if I do track it down, I'll be happy to maybe take this off the list for the next one, and I'll let somebody know that we're squared away.
And then we wouldn't need to come back or do anything, or.
So you're looking for a minor site modification?
What I
Is that what
really-
you're looking for?
Yes, what I really wanted to know is, do you have a requirement, how far in from the road? Can I go right to the edge of the property, or do you have a requirement on the roadside?
there
Or is
would
that-
be, if I remember correctly, there would be some type of setback from the roadway,
Right,
excuse me, back from the roadway.
right,
I don't know off the top of my head what it is.
okay.
Gentlemen, if you want to give me a call, I gave you my card, and I'll be very
Yes.
glad to help you hash out those details.
Oh, okay.
And also determine whether an existing site plan approval exists. or
Okay.
In time for our next meeting on the 13th.
So should we call the building department and see if they can find
The
it?
building department is part of the planning and.
Oh, it is,
Yeah,
okay,
so
you work together.
I'll be very
Okay.
glad to,
So we
help
can
you.
stay in touch with you and see if we can, and then go from there.
So if, just for clarification, if it isn't on file, and if we don't have it, and if the town can't produce it, and you can't produce it, to go through your question would be, is it a minor modification to the site, or is a site plan review? My opinion is it's a structure, and it would be a site plan review. That's only my opinion.
Okay.
Just because of the size of the structure, the proximity, how close to the roadway is or anything,
Okay,
isn't saying that you wouldn't get the okay from myself. I'm just saying that the proper process, I believe, will be a site plan review, just because of the size of the structure
okay.
and the proximity to the road. Your structure, I went down by there the other day just to take a peek, because I knew you guys were coming.
Right,
And for the board's information, the other structure that's down the street, across from Deacon's, he's set back quite a ways from the exact roadway, but you guys have been there for a lot longer of time.
Right.
If at the time that you did a site plan review, and that was part of your site plan review package, then you're all set.
okay.
And it would just be a simple process. Now, that's just my opinion. There's other members on this board that might think it's a minor modification. I think it would have to be a site plan review myself.
Okay,
Whichever road you guys tell us to go down, minor modification, complete, review.
Yeah.
We'd be happy to take care, either way,
Sure.
whichever you guys would need, so wouldn't be an issue.
Mr. Chairman, Will, I just want to clarify, the site plan review you think would be the threshold if one doesn't already exist with an approval back to 2002?
That's
Right.
just my opinion, because of the
Just to clarify.
structure being so close to the main roadway there. That's the only hangup that I would have. But that's the thing that I'm triggering that would require the site plan review. The board members could think that, in their opinion, that it would be a minor modification to the existing site. And that's the purview of my other members to make that determination on their own.
Gotcha.
But I don't want to leave you astray,
Understood.
you know?
So that's something you guys would vote on and hash out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Let you duke that out then.
yeah,
fun.
I think if Stephen could look and see if we have anything on file from, of an old plan, and then we'll go from that. I do think that, we'd have to make sure that this structure isn't too close to the road. So we have to see if there are any setback requirements, and so you may need, to have a site plan drawn up with the location of the building and the location of the footings and the and the awning, and then to see if it, make sure that it doesn't go over the layout of the road, and, or if there are any setback requirements, so we may have to go that route, but first we'll see what's on file.
Let's see what's on file, 'cause
Yeah.
it was approved a while, like I say,
Yeah.
20 years ago, you know, I don't have.
If it was approved and the awning is the same size as the other one, I mean, if we could just see that plan, that would be good, and then we could go from there. If that exists with the awning on it and offsets to it, then I think we should be okay. If not, we probably have to go for the site plan. Yeah.
If you do agree, if we do find it, then what do we do? Directly go to the building, I can submit my building permit?
Well, I think you can talk to Stephen about it,
And then
but,
see what the
if you do
procedure is.
find the plan, and probably see us the next meeting, and so that we could just take a look at it and vote whether it be a minor modification, or we have to go for a site plan because we don't have all the information.
Okay.
All right?
And Mr. Chair, if I could, the picture that you showed us, I would assume it's not going to incorporate that,
No,
because that would probably be a problem.
Yeah, no.
But where the structure is center
Yeah.
aisle
Right.
or an awning,
I
okay.
was just giving you a visual
Yep.
of what it would look like without that, yeah.
Right.
Right now, this sign is actually in the middle.
Okay.
That's all that's there now.
All right.
So, just for the board members, one thing that I think that we should make a determination, just not to delay them, because we won't meet for another 2 weeks. You want to keep the process going. I think there's a determination that you guys need to make whether or not you want to file for a site plan review. You can always withdraw it if it's not necessary. I don't want to delay your process because the site plan review, there's a fee involved. And there's also mailings that have to go out to your abutters and stuff like that. I don't want to delay your process just because we're going to do a little research to try to find the existing one and you're going to do the same. That's a determination that I think through you, Mr. Chair, that they should make that determination whether or not you want to do that or not.
Not to mention where it's been so long, there might be criteria as to having to do it again anyways.
Yeah.
If it, like you say, it could be as long as 15 years, right?
I think so, yeah,
For sure,
something
at
like
least-
that.
I was gonna say at least.
Yeah, at least that.
But
yeah.
I believe I think that if you have a site plan that's been approved and you just haven't constructed, that site plan would still stand.
Okay.
It would be grandfathered.
Okay.
If it was a different type of structure and it was moving, and they were moving the pumps to the side or something, that's a whole different ball of wax, but you're keeping everything the
Everything
same.
as is.
So that would have been on the initial site plan approval that you did. And if it's there, then you're good.
You know, we can spare a week or so to see
Yeah.
if we can get some research done before we make a decision.
And you can always make that decision with Stephen.
Sure.
Stephen can take care of that.
That sounds great, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Can I have that back?
Absolutely.
You won't need it, because you'll lose it anyway.
Guaranteed.
So excused?
Yes, okay, thank
You're
you.
good, thanks for coming in,
Okay.
guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, the next is at 7 PM, we have a public hearing continuance. See, it was on the application of Eatable Land Holdings requesting site plan approval pursuant to Section 3100 of the Carver zoning bylaw for property located at Pine Street in Carver, Mass. And plans were prepared by Arthur F. Borden Associates, Inc., dated November 2nd, 2017, showing the paving and associated drainage on an existing parking lot on 2 sheets for said development.
Mr. Chairman, we did receive a call from the applicant. They are progressing through the Conservation Commission process, and they've asked for a continuance at our next meeting on the 13th at 7 PM so that they can prepare revised site plans.
So I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing for Edaville Land Holdings for our next meeting, which is
March 13th at 7
I'll
PM.
second that.
So we have a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, yeah, we did I already say, okay, Lisa, so we had a 7 PM public hearing for Lisa Crowley, 160 North Main Street, as the fetch and Rest Doggy Daycare.
Mr. Chair, I received in the last couple of days from that applicant a statement I'd like to read into record, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
It reads, "Dear Mr. Cole, I wish to withdraw without prejudice my application for a special permit through the town's planning board for a doggy daycare. I appreciate the time you and the board have provided to me on my behalf and hope that possibly in the future we may have the need to work together again. Sincerely, Lisa Crowley."
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the withdrawal of the application for Lisa Crowley, 160 North Main Street, without prejudice.
Second that.
So we have a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right, at 7 PM, we have a public hearing in the application of Ediville Land Holdings requesting a special permit and site plan review pursuant to sections 3100, 3580, 5300 of the Carver zoning bylaw located at 0 Rochester Road in Carver, Mass. Assessors maps 86, lot 13, to allow a ground-mounted solar-powered generating facility in the tourist commercial district.
Mr. Chair, I had a chance to speak with the applicant, and they are progressing through the Conservation Commission process, and so that they may prepare their documents for a more complete application to this board, the applicant has asked for a continuance, at least to our next meeting, which is March 13th at 7 PM.
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing for Ediville Landings Holdings for March 13th at 7 PM.
But we never opened up the meeting for the solar facility, did we?
There was a meeting in which it was opened and then subsequently continued, as they didn't have a full application.
Oh, okay, so we did, okay, so this is a quick continuance, okay. So
And I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. So we do have before us tonight, it's not on here, but we do have the minutes for December 12th. Oh, can we do it if it's not on the?
It is, Mr. Chairman, on the back of the
Oh,
page.
it's on the back?
My
I'm sorry.
apologies, I attempted to be.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, yep.
conservative.
No. I see it now. All right, so we do have the minutes of December 12th, 2017, and of January 23rd, 2018. So let's do the first minutes of December 12th, 2017.
You sent these out to us this afternoon, correct?
That's correct, Member Sinclair. We had a modification to the initial minutes that were submitted to us, and they had to be corrected.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve December 12th, 2017 as presented.
I'll second that.
Sending these out already.
Apologies for not getting them sooner.
No,
So,
that's fine.
so we have a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we also have the minutes of January 23rd, 2018.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we have planning board member notes. Anyone wishing to say anything?
I'm all
Tonight?
set.
I don't have any notes at this time, but I do have a question. Have we still rectified the situation with the, it's not a lawsuit, but with the zoning board of appeals?
We do have we had a conversation with the planning board's attorney, Attorney Lemke. He has submitted to me a brief email about the status. Nothing has yet been resolved.
Okay.
But we did confirm that there is work being done at the site that is consistent with the new application that was submitted and approved by the planning board. Having met with the building commissioner, we reviewed the file, and they are properly operating at this time. What is necessary, I understand at this point, is for the ZBA to repeal their initial decision, albeit the application for that decision is in fact moot, as a new application was submitted.
Okay.
We're waiting for a follow-up from the attorney to inform us what the ZBA's next step would be.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Planning director notes.
I just wanted to-
Okay, did you?
I just want to mention one thing, that we're having the Kane Strong Golf Outing again on May 12th this year. It's to fund the scholarship for Zach Kane. So anyone that's interested in golfing or donating door prizes or sponsoring a hole, please let me know.
Thanks, Jim. Planning director notes.
Mr. Chair, just two items. We have, the last meeting, the board voted to approve with conditions the site plan approval for the 60 South Meadow Road, that is the AstroTurf and sports facility. In the interim, we received, and we chatted offline about a minor modification to that where the gradient of the field is amended by 0.06 degrees. I have here this evening a final copy of that decision for the board to sign this evening so we can submit to the clerk's office. Another matter, we have here the Mylar plans for the Patriot Pines subdivision that the board approved. As it is now past the appeal process or the appeal period, the applicant has simply asked that the board endorse the plans so that we can then have them recorded at the Registry of Deeds. Procedural, not necessary, but we're trying to be customer service driven here, so I bring it to the board's attention.
Thank you. Next meeting date will
Next
be,
meeting is March 13th.
will you be available? Yes?
I won't be here. I can be remote if we need it.
Okay. Well, as we don't yet have an agenda for that meeting, I don't know if it's necessary, but I can certainly circle back to the board when we have information about applicants.
Okay.
And we can determine how best to proceed.
Okay, thank you. Adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Have a motion, a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and have a good evening.